The United States is the third largest country in the world, only behind its neighbour Canada and of course Russia. Made up of 50 states, all with their own jurisdictions, crime rates can fluctuate depending on which state you're in. In this list, we'll be showing you the 5 most dangerous states to live in. We would like to give a big shout out to viewer AllAboutMaddie for suggesting this video. Number 5. Louisiana. Louisiana is the 25th most populous American state and has one of the highest crime rates. Violent crimes such as burglary, theft, murder, rape and assaults are the most frequent crimes in the state. However, in the last year there has been a slight decrease in crimes, but not enough to take it off this list. With 4.6 million inhabitants and 19.1% living below the poverty line, it's very clear that the high rate of crime is associated to the large number of the population living in poverty. Out of every 100,000 people, there are 510 violent crimes. This figure can and will drop if more is done to create better opportunities for the people. Number 4. Tennessee. Just like Louisiana, Tennessee also has a large number of their population living in poverty. Out of the 6.5 million inhabitants, 17.6 are living in poverty. Once again, it's no surprise that the crime rate is so high, with some of the common crimes being robbery, rape, aggravated assaults, homicide and gun violence. For every 100,000 people, there are 580 violent crimes, much higher than the country's average of 368. All this crime is again closely linked to its high numbers of poverty. Until something is done to help the people, high crime will always be an issue. Number 3. Nevada. Recognized as one of the most dangerous states to live in with a scary 600 violent crimes per 100,000 people, Nevada is a state with a serious crime problem. With only 2.9 million inhabitants, it's not a very densely populated state, however it is home to Sin City, Las Vegas. Crimes like rape, robbery and assault are to be expected, but it takes the lead over other states for its murder rate. Although not officially stated to protect its tourism, its high level of murders are most likely linked to its high levels of organized crime. Nevada has always had problems with crime. With its reputation for its libertarian laws such as legal gambling and prostitution, it attracts a lot of crime syndicates eager to cash in. Number 2. New Mexico. New Mexico suffers from a lot of political instability. With over 10% of its population being Native Americans, there's obviously a lot of tension. However, aside from that, 20.4% of its 2.1 million inhabitants are living in poverty, so naturally its crime rate will increase. Out of every 100,000 people, there are 600 violent crimes. Now, instead of helping the poor by building better infrastructure so they can help themselves, instead the government is increasing its security forces. This may reduce crime slightly, but it's not tackling the core issues. It will just create more tension and dislike for the government. When people have nothing and nothing to hope for, crime will always exist. If you give the people hope and opportunity, it will reduce crime much more effectively than using force. Number 1. Alaska. A surprising number 1, Alaska is quite unique. Its poverty rate is much lower at only 11.7%, however its crime rate is at 602 violent crimes per 100,000 people. The issue Alaska has is that it's just so large. In fact, it is the largest state, but it's also the least densely populated region with only 736,000 inhabitants. Essentially, Alaska is very hard to police. If a murder is committed, it's much easier to cover up than in a busy city. Witnesses would be rare, and with such a vast landscape, finding a body would be like finding a needle in a haystack. This is why Alaska has the 3rd highest murder rate despite its small population. Alaska will always remain an easy place to commit a crime, unless its population density increases massively, making it much harder for a criminal to commit the crime. However, due to its harsh climate and general lack of opportunity, its population will probably never increase. Thank you for watching, and if you have a video idea, why not leave a comment below, and if we make it, we'll give you a big shout out. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe for more awesome daily lists of all things 5. This is All 5, and until next time, feed your mind.